Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome to the first session of Life Coach Training. This is the introductory session, and in this session, I'll give you an overview of what we are going to do for the coming 3 months. Many studies reveal that in a day we are making more than 35,000 decisions in our life. 35,000, wow, that many decisions we take. So that decisions, basically to be or not to be, as Shakespeare was revealing in the play, in his play Hamlet. So every day we take the decision to be or not to be, and I'm very glad that you have taken the decision to be a life coach. But to be a life coach means it is not one decision. You are going to take many decisions to be in different roles. So I have just drafted around 34 roles for you to be a life coach. If you master these 34 roles in your life, then you will be a best a life coach, and you will be you will be a completely transformed person. So the thing is, for example, to be a life coach, you shall have to be a good listener, active listener, and you have to adapt yourself, and you have to go. You must know about the development theory, etc. And so you must be a good manager. So I have listed down. This is not an exhaustive list, but it gives you some idea. You might have seen so many programs about life coach. They focus on the concept, on the theories. And here in the unique program here in our life coach, I focus on transformation. You have to be a transformed person. I believe what Gandhi said, you want to change, then you be the change. So that is the thing. If you want to be a life coach, and then you have to be coached, and you have to be a transformed person. Transformed person as what? So this is the list I have given. So how are we going to do this transformation? So this training is a self-paced, self-evaluated, and self-driven training. So there is no stress, no push. It's according to your convenience, but you have to be committed. Your role is the commitment you have just given, whether it is within the 5 days of a week, or any according to your convenient time. You go through the materials, and you be commit yourself to change your roles, to be transformed. You observe what are the gaps in your lives, and you just fill in the gaps and be a transformed person, and that person is a life coach, and you will go and help the other people to be transformed. And my role will be as a catalyst. I'm not a master life coach. I don't want to pretend to be an expert, but based on my experience and many studies and many programs, I have learned a lot about this life coaching. That's what I want to pass it to you, and then you'll pass it to others. So that is my role as a catalyst. So the important thing is, how are we going to do that? The learning process. I will explain more about the learning process, how it's going to be in the next slide. So now what do you expect the outcome of this program? The outcome of this program, as I said in the earlier, you will be a life coach, which means you will be a transformed person with different roles. So that is the major outcome of this. Otherwise, learning this like an academic subject is of no use. You will come to know about life coaching, life coach, how to be a life coach, but unless you are transformed. So what I want to emphasize from the onset is, this is not only informative, but this course is also transformative. So that is a big thing in the education, informative versus transformative. So the information is good, but transformation is the best. Okay, the next question you may ask, how long? And again, as I mentioned earlier, it depends on your time, your convenience, but the course is scheduled for 3.5 months. Around that time, this is the first time. It may go a little bit more or less, and every week I plan to send around 2 or 3, depending upon the topics. 2 or 3 topics every week I'll send, and that will be uh, stretched to 3.5 months. And many of you were asking about the certification. The certification, usually is given by an organization. My organization, they have a test, and if you pass the test, they give. But then it is not free. This training is free, but if you go for a certificate, usually most of the institutions, they charge you. And so if you are ready to pay for the certification fee, and if you are ready to take the test, and if you pass, then you will get a certificate that will validate wherever you go, especially if you are planning to start this as a side business, as a major business. Then people will ask, are you a certified life coach or not? If you just do it to help people, to volunteer, and then the certification is not necessary, I can give a small certificate of participation, that you participated in these 42 lessons. And yeah. So the other question also you ask all the time is, what about how do we learn? That we'll come to the learning process. I mean, it is not like a classroom or online classroom. You learn through the videos I send. The videos that like this will be teaching you and will be explaining you, and that is the way you will learn. In addition to reading other materials, or you may do some other research things. But then you are asking about Saturday. So Saturday we will all come together, we'll meet, if it is convenient to you, by Zoom. And since it is this group is from 5 different countries, starting from Ethiopia, the America, and then UK, Kenya, and India. So in all these countries the time zones are different, so that's why we put on Saturday afternoon. So if you are free, you can take part. What's the advantage of that Saturday meetings is you just meet one another, you begin to discuss about the topics, you can raise some questions. No, I agree with this, it's difficult for this one. So that type of discussions can take place on Saturday. So that is the thing. It is, and if some concept which I explained through the slides are not clear, then more explanation is needed on Saturday classes. So every Saturday we'll schedule a meeting through Zoom, and I'll send it to you. If you are available, it's good. It's not a must. Or you can call me anytime, or you can write to me if you have some questions. Okay, then the final questions might be, why do I do this? Why am I starting this one? As I told you earlier, I have gained a lot of experience through my work, working with the youth, with, the teachers and different people, and I have gained a lot of, knowledge and skills, and I have accumulated also a lot of tools, and I have done also some a lot of studies on this life coach. I'll just give you the reference. You can see the references books below. And so using all these things, I have gained good wealth, and which I want to share, which I believe will be transforming others, and will make the world a better place. That is my major thing, major aim of this, and my contribution. Okay, let us go to the learning process. So the learning process, I just you said into three steps or three categories. The learning process. Before that, the first thing is you have to do a pre-test. You have to do a pre-test on the topic or on the role that you are given to you. You see, that means your awareness, the self-reflection. You do that. That is step number one. And step number two in the pre-test takes you examine yourself on that topic. How much do I know? How far I have gone in this role? That is the pre-test one. And once you know that, then you begin to input. You input what do you want to achieve, what is the new role. Let's say, for example, you want to be an active listener, or you want to be a good questioning person, things like that. So that is your new role as a life coach you want to be. So you identify that role and then search for, number step 4 is search for resources. There are plenty of resources, guys. I tell you, see, a lot of resources, more than what I gave. If you are interested, you can just dig and dig and then become an expert and use those resources to make an action plan. That is step number 5. So you make an action plan and immediately begin to implement the action plan. So that will be the output. So that will be a provisional training, a provisional trying of the the action plan, and finally you will be in a new role. So these are the 7 steps. So what I suggest is these 7 steps is useful, very useful for any topic you want to learn, or any role you want to accomplish. Like, so first, you should know about that. That's what the pretest means. The self-examination and self-awareness. And then you must know also the resources available, what do you want, where do you want to go, and how are you going to do that. Then you do it. That is output. So you take this universal model of input, output, and the result. Input, output, and the result. The result is the new life. So from your current story to a new story. The current story is one thing, and you go. So that is a learning process. You can use this for any of the lessons you want to learn. So I have 2 assignments for you based on this first lesson or first presentation. First thing is, go through the 7 steps, take a topic, and just do each one of the. Take any topic you want, whether it's related to life coaching or not. Take any topic you want, and then uh, practice this once or twice. Then you will be very familiar, and it will be very useful, not only on the first topics, the course of these topics. This is the learning process I suggest. You know where you are in the beginning. Then I have also collected some questions, some self-evaluation. I have attached a file called self-evaluation document. Self-evaluation document, around 30 some questions. So answer these questions. Don't worry, it's not a test or anything. It is just to give you a picture about yourself, whether you are a good life coach, or whether you can become a good life coach. Where are the goals? Where are you are now in the life coach journey? That's what gives you the clear picture now. So we do this now in the beginning, now itself. You don't have to share that with me. If you want, you can just tell me. Um, and then at the end of the course, again you will do that, and there should be some changes, some transformation. If you have answered no for all the questions, then maybe you should think twice about becoming a life coach. That means you need more coaching yourself, and maybe then later on review your desire to be a life coach if you are. But there are many places, I don't score all the questions, yes, 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 no. I don't. Nobody's perfect. But we know, okay, now again let us take the first one. Are you an active listener? Now I'm not sure, then okay, so I need improvement. Then later on you can improve. So that is the assignment. So if you do that assignment, then we are successful with this slide, the introduction. And then next we will continue in the next presentation, next session, which is what is life coaching and why do we need it. Okay, see you. Bye now from the first session.